Good morning, San Francisco. My name is Nick, and I'm excited to be with you here this morning. Going on a retreat with 13 complete strangers is not an opportunity I would have jumped at earlier in my life. I have some introverted tendencies, what can I say? The thought would have been anxiety-inducing. With no familiar faces to cling to, getting to know everyone would have seemed daunting. This is largely an issue consigned to the past. I'm not going to say 100%, I don't think it's that black and white, but largely an issue of the past. And one ingredient I believe as to why has been my nascent UU journey. I didn't grow up with any religion or church, and only started attending the Redwood City Fellowship 2 years ago. Like a primordial fish making those first tentative steps from sea to land, crossing those front doors that first Sunday 2 years ago in February undoubtedly charted new paths, futures, and possibilities, many of which that I'm sure will remain hidden until after the fact, when I look back on things. But one thing I am sure of is that it's helped me become a more outgoing person, more confident in these foreign environments. Because nothing says exposure therapy like flinging yourself into a church sanctuary with 100+ strangers and hoping for the best. The prospect of a weekend away with new people, and there are other variations and examples that come to mind in my life that fit the bill. Think like a run club or a board game meetup where I've only ever met them online before, are events I look forward to now. I crave the connection. I love observing all the fun little personality quirks and idiosyncrasies that make each person unique. I drink in the stories shared, the life histories revealed bit by bit. I sense what an amazing gift this retreat is, both in a financial sense, yes, and thank you donors if you're out there listening and watching, but also relationally. To have everyone take time out of their busy lives to come hang out in the woods of Pescadero for 2 days is not an insignificant ask. And this gift framing can be expanded to pretty much any interaction. When family and friends take the time to share their life with yours and yours with theirs. This reflection is basically a very long-winded way of saying my love language is quality time, is what I've come to realize. That word time, the passage of time, and specifically its finite quantity, is something that crosses my mind more frequently these days. It shouldn't be surprising, it's only natural. But it can be easy to sweep these thoughts under the mental rug. They can be a bummer when you're just trying to get through the day. But I am getting older, and it intrudes in lighter moments, like when I'm in the car and I catch my reflection in the mirror, and I see these gray and white hairs that weren't there before. I'm gunning for that silver fox look eventually. And it descends in heavier moments with the passing of grandparents and family pets. Despite the efforts of quixotic billionaires who look like vampires straight out of the Twilight series, doggedly pursuing immortality, our days on this earth are numbered. Death, a universal reality. The consequence of this, once you've truly internalized those facts, are that it awakens you to the reality that the time we have is limited, a non-renewable resource. One that can't be squirreled away or saved at a magical bank. There's a match lit to the supply, and it's ever burning in the background. It's a commodity so precious and scarce that it can be difficult to fully articulate it sometimes. Sometimes in the moment, the weight of it can only escape our heart and manifest as a choked sob and a welling up of tears. Grief-laden that an encounter and chance meeting will be just that, a solitary moment in time as trajectories diverge. Yet also equal parts thankful that out of all the places and times in existence to have had the improbable chance to cross paths. My favorite rendition of A Christmas Carol is the 1970 musical Scrooge. And in it, the ghost of Christmas Present says to Ebenezer Scrooge that there is never enough time to do or say all the things that we would wish. The thing is to try and do as much as you can in the time that you have. Life is short, and suddenly you're not here anymore. I agree with the jovial spirit's urgency, and I find myself, thinking over these finite, limits and wanting to be wise about what I spend my time on, how much I can fit in. And in practice, this can look like a lot of things. And it doesn't have to be as grandiose as quitting a job to try and then fit in more in the days and weeks. It's a very case-by-case basis, so I want to be clear. I need income, and I don't plan on doing that anytime soon. And it's also worth mentioning on that our interactions in a job setting and the time there deserve the same reverence and grace we would give those on a UU retreat. We're all just people trying to get by at the end of the day. One thing I do try and do is fit in those extra visits with friends, even if it comes at the cost of an annoyingly long car trip. Because when you stack up the visits you might make, even with someone you're close to, stack them over the years ahead, it comes out to an astonishingly small amount of time. And our weekend at the Venture Retreat Center also provided an excellent template on how to go about fitting the most you can in the time that you have. Everyone embodied that being in the moment ethos, in the support we showed each other, in the questions we asked, in making sure that everyone was included, to make sure that circle was as wide as possible, all facilitated by being diligent about limiting our phone usage so that we can truly pay attention to each other. This month's theme is paying attention, and in the context of the limited time we have, it takes on a sacred duty to connect, commune, learn, love with all our might with the time given to us. I want everyone to be in the habit of appreciating each moment and experience and treating it like a washcloth or a dish rag, to wring it out. To wring it out and expel every droplet of laughter, every feeling, every fun fact, till there's nothing left. I haven't given that many reflections, so the sample size is quite small, but I seem to love ending on quotes, and this will be the case here as well. It's a meaty quote from British writer Jeff Foster that eloquently crystallizes many of these thoughts I've been having. It goes, "You will lose everything, your money, your power, your fame, your success, perhaps even your memories. Your looks will go, loved ones will die, your body will fall apart. Everything that seems permanent is impermanent and will be smashed. Experience will gradually, or not so gradually, strip away everything that it can strip away. Waking up means facing this reality with open eyes and no longer turning away. But right now, we stand on sacred and holy ground, for that which will be lost has not yet been lost. And realizing this is the key to unspeakable joy. Whoever or whatever is in your life right now has not yet been taken away from you. This might sound trivial, obvious, like nothing, but really is the key to everything, the why and how and wherefore of existence. Impermanence has already rendered everything and everyone around you so deeply holy and significant and worthy of your heartbreaking gratitude. Loss has already transfigured your life into an altar. And this young adult retreat, with all of its new friends of both the human and cat variety, is now a cherished part of my altar as I move through this world. Thank you.